Hej, hej. Chyba nie tam. No to weźmiemy to. To jest chyba to. Nie.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please. Okay. No bounty. Where?
A, jeszcze mamy punkty do oddania. 2. Nie, ale zawsze są. A, weźmiemy sobie w plecak. I nie wiem co jeszcze. Bojowe. Weźmiemy tak. Gramy na trudnym poziomie, gdzie te obrażenia są ważne.
Another day, another credit. I have a feeling today's going to be a great day. Don't you agree?
Jak leci?
Oh, hi there. I'm doing great. How about you?
Nie. Mnie też. Mnie paskudnie. Staram się odnaleźć w swoim życiu sens. Zależy jak się na to patrzy.
Glad to hear it. Yeah, life is good, isn't it? I've been trying to save up enough money so that I can go explore the settled systems with my boyfriend, Tony. I think we're finally getting close.
Bez urazy, ale wyglądasz na nieco przemęczoną. Chcesz opuścić nową Atlantydę? Czemu?
Really? Well, I guess you're right. I'm feeling a bit run down. I really love my job, but it's hard work and long hours. I could definitely use a terracino from Terra Brew right now.
Kawka, tak? No dobrze, czemu nie?
Really? That's so sweet. I really appreciate it.
Jeszcze nie znajdziemy gdzieś. Chcesz opuścić nową Atlantydę? Czemu?
Tony and I want to see what else is out there. I love my job, but there has to be more to life than just being a janitor in New Atlantis. What about you? Have you gone on any adventures?
Jeszcze ile? Wszyscy mnie chcą pozabijać. Może nie musi wiedzieć. A co?
Whoa. I have no idea what that means, but that sounds really important. I'll keep my eyes peeled for any artifacts, okay? Well, that depends. Are you a foodie or a shopper? You should check out the commercial district. There's some cool shops there. And if you want a whole new look, there's even an enhance.
No dobrze.
Don't be a stranger.
Może znajdziemy kawkę, to ci przyniosę. To się znajdę. Ładnie. Zadanie zmieniłem, pójdziemy dalej z tym. Z tą kawą to przy okazji. O, cześć. Faktycznie jest dużo.
I'm sorry, I really can't afford to be distracted. I need to get to the bottom of this.
Coś nie tak? Żeby znaleźć innego. Gapi się. Nie no. Nie będziemy tu.
Yes, concerned is an understatement. I work for the scientific division of MAST. I've been studying this tree for quite some time, and it appears to be exhibiting some worrying signs. Are you familiar with this particular specimen? Do you understand its importance? Look, I have a lot of work to do here. If you're just going to gawk, I'd ask that you move on. If you can actually assist me, however, I would appreciate it. I don't normally solicit help from random passersby, but it seems an exception is necessary. Would you be willing to retrieve some additional data for me?
Z radością pomogę.
Well, thank you. That's unexpected. There's a series of biosensors I've placed in various locations around New Atlantis, all calibrated to gather pertinent information. They've been running for long enough that I think it's time to collect and analyze their findings. If you would bring them to me, that would save time.
To idziemy na poszukiwania, tak? O, miski. Przy okazji, że podglądamy się na kawką. Przepuść na ludzie w centrum handlowym w Kabule. No ale... Co my tu mamy? Ale tośmy też 195. Daleko i daleko. I no co, pochodzimy tam, można się zgubić w tym mieście.
The well's been having brownouts all the time.
Kiedy to
Mass
łazisz?
finally sent someone down there, but nothing's changed.
Jaki kable? No, że przejdziemy się, bo nic nie mamy. Ej! Tam chciałem przy ten. Wyjdziemy się jeszcze. What?
We got a lot here. We got the other children. Grandkids, too.
But Sheila had such fire in her. She could have been anything.
I miss her, too. But after the accident, it's a mercy she went the way she did.
Even an extra day, too.
Mogą tak słuchać całymi dniami. Z kawą wszedł? A nie idzie mu zakosić? Co mamy? A może chwilowo nie będziemy. Pójdziemy sobie tu. Znajdziemy wejście. O, jest.
No, I'm not feeling that
Hello.
bad.
Good morning. Anita. Też takie kolejki. O! Panie doktorze. Źle się czuję. Panie doktorze. Oczywiście nic nie mamy. Bandaże. No mamy jakieś tam. Ale to tyle.
The majority of citizens here in New Atlantis count on Reliant Medical. I believe our reputation speaks for itself. Welcome to Reliant. If you're in need of medical assistance or require supplies, I am sure we can accommodate you.
Potrzebuję pomocy. No, może za chwilę. Przydały mi się trochę środków, będę się to też przyjmujecie. Pewnie mnóstwo pacjentów.
Well, you've certainly come to the right place.
Co tu masz ciekawego? Bandaże. cenowa to jest, no, apteczka 498 i 5,9 sekund. Szczerze mówiąc, Jezu. 5. No nic. No nie, czy to jest... Chyba coś was boli.
Well, of course.
Tymi
New
cenami.
Atlantis is a big place. Lots of people, which means no shortage of injuries, communicable diseases. But we're well staffed and do our best to accommodate anyone who needs help. Well, everyone knows
Wszyscy
Riot,
lekarze.
largest medical provider in the settled systems. They've spent decades advancing medical science with their research division, and have built an entire supply network to keep us all healthy. They've always been quite proud to work here.
Take all the time you need. So, you're an empath. Very few people have this gift, or curse, depending on how you look at it. There have been some clinical trials of a regimen that can suppress this talent permanently. It's perfectly safe, assuming you're interested.
Nie, nie.
Take all the time you need. It's a big decision.
Nie jestem pewien, co wy mi zrobicie.
That's mine. Give it back.
Już oddaję. Albo nie.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Wziąłeś sobie sam? A czemu to tak tu jest? Okradł. A mogę ci oddać? Nie idzie. Chwila. A apteczka, tak? Oddałem. Chyba. Jemy stąd.
UC security, stop right now! UC security, you're under arrest. I've got special orders. You're coming with me. Prepare for immediate transport to our vessel. I've been authorized to inform you that you're being transferred to the UC Vigilance. You'll find out more when you get there. Other than that, I'm not at liberty to divulge any additional information.
No dobrze, idziemy,
Smart
no.
decision. Stand by to be transferred.
No nie mów, że też mi wziąłeś apteczkę.
I'm telling you, the commander's got plans for this loser. Why else would he be going through all this trouble?
I still don't understand why he trusts a criminal. Seems like too much of a risk.
Stop worrying and keep an eye on our guest. I'll be right back.
Że nie będziemy uciekać.
You just sit tight. The commander wants to have a little chat.
Dobrze.
The prisoner's ready, sir.
Już? Cześć.
I hope you're comfortable. We have a lot to discuss.
Kim
I'm
jesteś?
your ticket out of the mess you've gotten yourself into. That's all you need to know for now.
Miejscowa.
Highly perceptive. Let me add that to your list of skills. Speaking of which, let's see what we're working with here. Seems you fancied yourself a bit of an explorer in the past. That lines up with where you are now. I also see that you mined on Vectera, and now you're with Constellation. You've certainly been quite busy. Oh, and look at that. Right at the bottom of this list is the criminal incident that landed you in my crosshairs.
To się zgadzało. Przejdźmy do rzeczy. Założę się, że nie masz swoich atak w moich butach. No.
Good. You'll find that I'm a stickler for details, and I'd hate to discover that your file is incomplete. Now that we have that out of the way, let me introduce myself. My name is Commander Kibwe Ikande, and I'm in charge of this operation for UC System. Are you familiar with what we do?
Możesz mnie oświecić? Mało mnie to obchodzi. Wiem, że porywać ludzi. Możemy wyjaśniania, czym jest. No właśnie.
United Colonies System Defense. Does that help you figure out exactly what it is we do? Actually, that's something new we're trying. I figured we needed to branch out a bit, broaden our horizons. UC SysDef is a division of the UC Navy. While they handle the big picture stuff, we deal with a very particular problem. The Crimson Fleet. That convict is where you enter the picture.
Nie mam nic wspólnego z magazynową flotą. Nie podoba mi się, dokąd to zmierza. Jeśli dzięki temu mi się jeszcze to słucha. Czym jest magazynowa flota? Jakimi... No właśnie, czym jest?
Are we really playing this game? The pirates? Like the ones you tangled with on Vectera? Please stop pretending you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Może coś mi ciekawego powiem.
Smart decision. We've been prodding at the Crimson Fleet for years, trying to take them down one ship at a time. But we barely scratched the surface. If we can get someone on the inside, we have a shot at finding a loose thread we can pull to bring it all down.
A ja nie jestem z nimi przecież. Stawiać dla ciebie karków, działań pod przykrywką. To brzmi jak coś osobistego. Ale ja nie wiem, jak to będzie działać. Jak pod przykrywką, kto mnie tam przyjmie?
You were saying you have permission to speak? It doesn't matter how I feel. I'm simply doing what's best for the security of the United Colonies. Look, I'm going to make this simple. Agree to work for UC SysDef, and together we take down the Crimson Fleet. Refuse, and I tell these guys to throw you into the nearest lockup. Might even tack on an extra few hundred credits to your fine.
Właśnie. Wydaje się, że nie mam wielkiego wyboru. A co będę wiedział?
Well, first of all, we'll forget about the infraction that landed you on the vigilance. Wipe the slate clean. Better still, depending on how well you do your job, we'll even kick in a few extra credits to offset any costs that the operation will incur. Or, you can throw all that away and end up back in jail with a hefty fine attached.
No tak. No. Zgadzam
Of
się.
course you have a choice. It's just stacked in my favor. So, what do you say? You going to work with me, or should I find someone else?
No pewnie już muszę to ja podejść. Potem decyzję. Skąd wiesz, że pojadę sobie do tego typu operacji?
If I didn't think you had a chance, I would have left you in lockup. You're just going to have to follow your instincts and trust me.
No dobra, to wchodzimy w to.
Smart choice. I'm going to have one of my men escort you to the operations center. I strongly suggest that you don't give him any trouble. And don't bother trying to leave the ship. I think you'll find all access to the docking area is fully restricted.
All right, let's go.
Oby mi zrobiliście.
So, you took the op instead of serving the time. Gonna be the commander's new mole, huh? Infiltrating a bunch of pirates. You've got a lot of guts.
Yeah.
But still, it makes you wonder, especially with the stories that go around. Like the one about how the fleet deals with informants by lashing them to the hull of a ship, and then slowly letting the air out of their suit. Could you imagine a worse way to go?
Aż mnie przestraszy?
But I wouldn't worry about it. Since the commander handpicked you, I'm guessing you can hold your breath for a really long
A coś
time.
ciekawego tu macie?
right?
No bo może co mi się przyda. No dobra. Nie będę chlebał,
Yes?
to będę. Sobie siedział. Fajnie.
All right. This is as far as I go. Take the lift up to Ops. Commander Ikande should be waiting for you.
A ciekawe jaki to jest poziom. I kto by pomyślał, że
Yes. What?
nic. Kto by pomyślał, że przypadkowo nam się coś tam weźmie i... Taka misja wpadnie, no. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. Ej. Dużo tego tu jest. Cześć.
Ah, there you are. Excellent. Now that we've established your level of cooperation with us, I want to introduce you to your new home. This is the Operations Center of the UC Vigilance. SysDef's nerve center, dedicated to the destruction of the Crimson Fleet.
Jeden statek nie wystarczy, aby wyeliminować całą flotę. Dominujący statek, ale nie wiem, co ja tu robię. A to jest moja ucieczka. No nie, no nie. Gdzie w tej chwili znajduje się idzie? Tak sobie fajnie.
Whether this ship is impressive or not, you're the key element that we've been lacking. We need eyes and ears inside the Crimson Fleet. Someone who can feed us information, evidence, and expose their weaknesses. The catch is that you can't just knock on their front door and ask for an application. Getting inside is going to take some finesse.
Czyli zakładam, że masz już jakiś plan. Trzeba czegoś więcej niż inne damy. Zwrócić na siebie uwagę pijot. Bardziej bezpośrednim podejściem. No, że wybór wpadł na mnie. Nikt nie będzie po mnie płakał.
I do. Our intelligence has managed to find a possible opening into the Crimson Fleet through Saoirse Bowden, one of their contacts. She works for the Trade Authority in Sidonia, so you'll be using a container of Aurora we've loaded on your ship to get her attention.
Co? Ja już coś tam na statku mam, chyba cię pogięło. Nieskomplikowanie. To nie brzmi jak niezawodny plan. Szczerze, nie dam rady z tym, że poziomem będzie za wysoko. Ale
If you would kindly Aurora is a Class A controlled substance that's illegal to transport outside of Neon, a city on Volai. Get caught with this stuff aboard a ship, and you're looking at some serious fines. You'd better hope so. Saoirse won't be easy to dupe. Once you bluff your way into the Crimson Fleet, then the operation proceeds to evidence gathering. That's where my second-in-command, Lieutenant Gillian Toft, comes into the picture. She'll explain everything you need to know. Let's just say my superiors need proof that engaging the Crimson Fleet is a larger priority than they're willing to admit. If we shove enough concrete evidence under their noses, they'll have no choice but to allocate the resources that I've requested. At the same time, we can use the evidence to arrest members of the Crimson Fleet, weakening them enough to strike a fatal blow. If I didn't have confidence in your abilities, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Remember, this entire operation rests on your ability to infiltrate the Crimson Fleet and bring us the evidence we need to take them down.
ja nie mogę się wycofać. No właśnie. I tak głęboka woda.
I wouldn't expect any less. Look, before you begin, I want to make something perfectly clear. As an undercover operative for UC SysDef, you'll be expected to follow our code of conduct and ethics. Allow yourself to stray too far off the path, and you stand a good chance of spiraling out of control.
Nie możemy niczego obiecać. Niezbyt miłe chodzi przestrzeganie zasad. O. Czy możesz wyjaśnić mi kodeks postępowania i etyki?
To put it simply, you can't go into every situation with guns blazing. Think before you act. Calculate what you're doing and pull the trigger only when it's absolutely necessary. At the end of the day, your primary goal is taking down the Crimson Fleet. That's the greater good. The Crimson Fleet doesn't follow the rules. They only abide by one thing: money. All of their morals and social graces fall by the wayside in pursuit of their greed. At first glance, this can appear quite enticing, so I'm warning you not to get lured into their trap. Think you can handle that? Well, you better learn quick. Otherwise, I'll start looking for someone to take your place. Anyway, it's time to hand you over to Lieutenant Toft. She'll brief you about the details of the evidence-gathering portion of the operation. Now, get out of here, and good luck. For your own safety, nobody but myself and the crew of the Vigilance will be aware that you're working for the United Colonies. Basically, if you land in jail, you're going to have to deal with the fines.
Ja też mogę zapłacić.
While you're running with the Crimson Fleet, you're undoubtedly going to be faced with some morally gray decisions. It's going to be difficult for you to weigh the consequences of pulling the trigger while maintaining your cover. Do what you have to do, but remember why you're out there in the first place.
Już nie pamiętam. No właśnie. Niewinnych ludzi, ale...
Then you do what you have to do. The Crimson Fleet has the potential to kill hundreds, even thousands of people per year. If it takes a few deaths to maintain your cover, then so be it. But only as an absolutely final resort. This is not a licensed killing spree. Understood? I'm not advocating violence. I'm merely urging you to weigh the consequences before you open fire. Look, I can see that you're struggling with this. So let me simplify this for you. If there's a route to your goal which doesn't involve killing innocent people, I'm urging you to follow that path. Use your instincts. I'm certain you'll do the right thing. All we know is that she's been with the Trade Authority for years, which means she's been privy to some seriously shady deals. She's shrewd and she's diligent. The only reason we were able to connect her with the Crimson Fleet at all was thanks to an informant. I'm afraid she's the best lead we've got. That's easy to answer. You don't. We'll be monitoring your activities from the Vigilance and attempting to keep it within your vicinity. When you feel you've gathered enough evidence, and at the completion of your assignments, head back here for a debrief. Beyond that, you're completely on your own.
Czyli najbardziej. Tylko na siebie popatrzeć.
Good luck.
Nie wiem, czy
Okay,
powodzenia...
hello.
Excuse me.
Hey.
No hej, hej. Ja jestem Bond. Coś nowego. Ja mogę tak wyjść? Studio? Tak nie wyjdę? Jak wyjdę? Dlaczego mam mi zadanie się znowu zmieniło, tak? To jest poziom.
Hey.
Excuse me.
All right. We don't have a lot of time, so I need you to listen up. While you're working undercover, it's imperative that you gather as much evidence as possible. If you find any records that look suspicious or incriminating, you bring it to me. Is that understood?
Mam pokaż. Złodziej. Podwałcie się przyjdzie. Muszę go znaleźć. Po co mam? Tutaj o co?
Well, since it isn't every day we stumble across a criminal's fully written confession, we need to build a case against our suspects. The more evidence we acquire, the stronger our case becomes. And knowing the Crimson Fleet, they'll leave plenty of evidence for you to find. I'd scour every inch of wherever the Crimson Fleet sends you. Otherwise, you're wasting our time and risking your neck for nothing. Criminals are sloppy. Look hard enough, and I'm certain you'll stumble across their mess. You better make it, because Commander Akande cashed in all his chips to get this operation off the ground. I want data slates, computer downloads, handwritten notes. Hell, I'll take anything if it'll get those bastards thrown into the brig.